Fires can be preventable. People just use the right precautions. Well, basically what you have just seen was a Christmas tree going up in flames. And normally what happens when the tree dries out, if it got the heat source near it, it's gonna go up in flames. Some of the key things to do is to make sure that you don't have any live candles on it. You don't want to have space heaters next to your Christmas tree. You don't want to put these trees next to a fireplace. If you do have a fireplace, make sure you got a screen over it for those embers that will pop out. They could possibly set the tree on fire. Also, you will keep children and pets away from the tree and make it a no-play zone because the tree can topple over. Make sure that if you got lights on your trees that they are UL approved. They're not frayed wires. Make sure your bulbs are working properly. Make sure it's plugged up properly as well. Try not to use more than 3 strands of light at a time. And if possible, always plug your lights directly into the outlet. Some of these household convention drop cords, they get pretty hot and they can cause a short. This particular tree wasn't completely dried out, but you can see how it went up in flames. Just imagine a tree that's completely dried out going up in flames. And one thing, when you buy a tree, you can do the little test. Just if you take your finger and go over the bristles, and if they begin to fall off, that it's too dry. Or if you take your hand and you go up it and they fall off, it's dry. So you want to make sure that you get a good tree. And once you get it to the house, make sure you submerge it in water, the little pot of water. Make sure you put it in there. And also make sure you keep it watered. Check it twice a day to make sure it's got plenty of water in it.
And we tell people that their life is more important. You need to have a fire extinguisher. But if you don't feel comfortable using that fire extinguisher, and that's only in the beginning phase of that fire. If the fire is too large, you don't want to try to use that fire extinguisher. You want to get out. That's most important. NFPA, which is National Fire Protection Association, indicated that there was over 200 Christmas tree fires over a span of 6 years. And out of that, there were 6 fatalities and over $14.8 million property damage. So that's a lot within that period. So it's very important that people just read the manufacturer's specification, particularly on the trees, on the lights. Most often, when a fire occurs, particularly around the holidays, that could be the worst day of someone's lives. Losing their homes, losing their presents, and possibility of losing loved ones. So that's very devastating. And some of these things could be prevented.